What's up, guys? I'm LQ. This is the LQ Review. Thank you so much for joining me right here at my YouTube channel. This is where I talk about all of the geeky, nerdy stuff that I love to talk about. That includes movies and TV shows and video games and comic books. If it's geeky, if it's nerdy, I want to talk about it right here. Right now, I want to talk about Stargirl. That's right, my review for episodes 1 through 3 of Stargirl is already up on my channel. Make sure you check that out. But right now, I'm talking about episodes 4 through 7. And guys, I'm telling you what, this is a really good show. This is a really, really good show. And I'm telling you, it's so crazy. The DC Universe has not made a bad show yet. They have not made a bad show yet. Titans, very good. Doom Patrol, freaking great. Swamp Thing, very good. Harley Quinn, freaking great. And now we've got Stargirl. And Stargirl might be the best of the bunch. It really honestly might be. I don't know. Doom Patrol is really good. But guys, Stargirl is very, very good. It doesn't feel the same as the other ones, though. It honestly does feel more like a CW show than a DC Universe show. You know, the DC Universe shows have all had very hard edges, heightened violence, heightened language. You know, all that has been a part of the DC shows. This one is not like that. This one is more along the lines of a CW show. Higher production values, better acting, but still on par content-wise, more with a CW show than a DC Universe show. And I know that it does air on the CW after it airs on DC Universe. So episode 4, we got introduced to the new Wildcat. And this episode spent a lot of time with Wildcat. We got to learn who this character is, and we got to learn what her home life is like, and we got to learn about some mistakes that she made, and some things that have kind of put her at odds with her family, and why becoming Wildcat has become so important to her. And it really has become very important to her. So episode 4 was very much dedicated to the Wildcat character. The problem is that we got to really, really enjoy this character and really like this character, but the character hasn't really had a lot of character development since. You know, now we're at a point in the series at season 7 where basically the new Justice Society has more or less been formed. I suspect that they're still going to bring in a couple characters, but the new Justice Society has more or less been formed, and now we've got to share screen time while still making sure that Stargirl gets the vast majority of the screen time. Beth, Dr. Midnight. Beth is the new Dr. Midnight. She is very, let's see, I wrote some notes here. She's very funny. She's very endearing. She's very likable. All right, she has all these things. And I'm not sure, though, about how realistic her character is being portrayed, right? I teach high school, and I don't know any high schoolers that are that dependent on their parents. I guess that they probably exist, right? There's probably some high schoolers out there that are that dependent with their parents, but I've never seen it, or at least I've never known. I've never known somebody to be like that. So I'm just not sure how realistic of a portrayal this character is, because she's very dependent on her mom. But she's one of my favorite characters, just because she is funny, and she is, you know, she is endearing. In all of her quirkiness, you look at her and you're like, I still kind of relate. In all your quirkiness and in all of the ways that I don't think that the writers are nailing your character, I still find ways that I'm relating to you. So I really like the Beth character. Our Man, the new Our Man, Rick, he's not a very likable character, but I think that the writers intended it to be that way. They intended him to be this unlikable character. They even gave him somewhat of an unsavory background. So this is somebody that I think we're going to see a character arc throughout the rest of the season, where we're going to see him become more of a good guy and more of a team player. He is a good guy. He's a member of the Justice Society, but I think we're going to see him become more genuinely a good guy. Being the only guy in the group, you know, I would have liked to have seen a little more Captain America and a little less Punisher. But at the same time, you know, it is a girl power show, and they want to definitely make sure that the girls have a lot of the big moments, and I'm fine with that. Whatever. Episode 6, there was this really fun fight between Sportsmaster and Tigress, and again, we're at a point where this is very well choreographed. The special effects are very well done. This is stuff that's better than CW. So I just wanted to point that out. It's very, very, very well done. All the fight scenes, and there's been several, all the fight scenes have been very well done. Episode 7 also saw a great fight between Cindy and I think Cindy, the head cheerleader. She becomes, I think, Shiv, right? Her and Stargirl. And then we get the janitor come in, and what is that all about? Does anybody know who he is? Because I don't know who he is yet. If you know who he is, let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, interesting stuff. So what I'm taking from this so far, 7 episodes in, the Injustice Society, led by Icicle, they are creepy. They are threatening. Not really in the same way that the villains have been threatening and creepy in Titans and in some of the other DC Universe stuff. They have that creepy and threatening demeanor to them, but you don't see the ultra hyper violence that you see in Titans. That's not present here. Even though there is killing, there is violence, you don't see the hyper violence, the heightened stuff that you see in Titans. So again, the stuff, the action isn't as graphic, the violence isn't as graphic, but still, they do a good job of portraying the Injustice Society as threatening and creepy. And one of the things about it is that they are so integrated into society in Blue Valley. The Blue Valley is the place where they live. They're so integrated into society. You've got one of them is the principal, one of them is the a business leader in the area, one of them is the gym coach. You know, they are so integrated into the society as normal people, well-respected people, that that gives them a bit more of a sense of creepiness and even a threat level, because they've all accumulated some sort of power. Not just their superpower power, but some sort of social power. And that makes them a little more threatening as well. I do wish that Pat was used more often. Pat being played by Luke Wilson. You know, he was a sidekick with the Justice Society of America as Stripesy. And he's kind of being relegated to sidekick here. And he's, you know, he it's his credit. He's trying to be a mentor to these characters, but he's not doing a very good job. And this is somebody that I think should be taking point. Now, I know the show's called Stargirl, and Stargirl has to be the one taking point, but he's the one with the experience. So I would really like to get to a point in the season where we see Pat taking point, because it's just not happening right now. He's bailed them out of a couple tight spots, but he's also just kind of being relegated to background. I'm also not really a fan of the Amy Smart character at this point, Stargirl's mom. She seems very passive and like willingly ignorant to some of the stuff that's going on. All right, you'd think that she would be aware enough to see that her new husband has secrets with his stepdaughter, and that just seems kind of strange to me. The whole relationship and the whole dynamic, stepfather, stepdaughter having these secrets. I know that the secrets come from a you know, or relatively organic place, but it still just seems a little weird. And there was a point in episode 7 where Pat is actually looking at her and he's like, I need to tell you everything. And then he's like, you are so beautiful. She should have been aware enough to know, I got to press this guy a little harder. So this scene, I don't know, I'm just not a big fan of this character, because she seems very passive and just very kind of blind, and like I said, willingly ignorant to everything that's happening around her. Her boss is the leader of the Injustice Society. and she just seems very obtuse to everything happening. So I don't know. Hopefully we see more character development in her, because I love Amy Smart. And you know, Varsity Blues, Road Trip. You know, Amy Smart is in some of my favorite movies, and I want to see her play a good character here. And so far, I'm just not into this character at all. But I gotta tell you guys, this is a very, very, very good show. Great action, great character development, a lot of stuff going on, but it's real easy to follow and it's real easy to jump into. Even if you're not a big comic book fan, this is an easy show. It's very palatable. It's very palatable. Almost any audience would probably enjoy it. And that's one of the things I like about it. It almost has a Marvel quality of palatableness. You know, I always say Marvel makes great movies that's palatable to a huge audience. Kids, adults, old people can all like Marvel movies. And that's kind of how I feel about Stargirl. Palatable. Kids could like it. Adults could like it. Older people could like it. Because there's just a lot there for everybody. So, really good show. If you haven't watched Stargirl, I definitely suggest checking it out. 7 episodes in. I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. But I'm just one person, that's just one opinion. What do you think of Stargirl? So far, 7 episodes in. Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your take on it. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. And as always, thank you so much for being here at the LQ Review, where we talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that we love to talk about. And until next time, we'll see you guys later.